So after chatting with Juan, he come back out. He's gonna still keep finishing. It's all a timing. Let this concrete set up a little bit. Now at this stage, he's not going to use much water at all. About an hour or so ago, he would have had a jug of water and throw a little bit out there. And now he's just going for the final finish. We've got here, this is the Juan trailer. Take a look at what we got here. Of course, he offered me a ice cold Dr. Pepper. We got various wire snips, tool bags, radio, water cooler. Here's the one with all the water and that Dr. Pepper. Old truck box, speed square. That's for bending the rebar. That big, long, red handle contraption. Never have enough brooms in concrete work. More bags. Room temperature water. Heavy duty chalk line. Extension cords. Reel tape measures. We got plenty of shovels, hose, rakes with all the boys. Microwave is a staple. Grill is optional. Water hoses. We got levels. And where's his lasers at, his transit? Oh, he's probably got that in the box. Because they use it to shoot the lasers all the time. Hey, bro. What they use the lasers for, once we go off the survey pins off here, they use they run their form boards there. But how do they know if the form boards are not doing this? So that's why we use the laser transit. And that way we know we're straight along here. And then you pull strings, and then well, it's real hard to tell, but the concrete doesn't do this either on the sides. There's simple tools. Now the transit, you can get them as cheap as about 450 bucks, but you really need to get up around 800, like the one I got, if you're going to use it every day. The weekend warrior things, you know, those are not going to hold up to the everyday use. I mean, they're good if you're one time going to set up a fence, try to keep the horses in the barn, but not if you're going to do fences for a living. But anyway, I got all frame checks moved along. Again, they're never complete until right before installation, but I made a lot of progress here. I did the slab check here. Checked all the hypotenuse, we're good, and now we also passed with the county. So this is what, 66, 67. So we are set to pump this slab tomorrow. Now, I want to bring your attention to this little L-shaped steel. Now, in the prints, it says on these garage walls, because the garage wall on the side comes up higher. We call this a peanut curb. I'm sure we go different parts of the country, call it different things. It don't matter. The prints call for 2 rows. Well, let me make this more clear. 3 rows of steel. This rebar. There's the bottom 2. They are sitting on them chairs, elevated up, so we get concrete underneath them. Then it says to add this one. Well, we can't have it suspend in the air. So what we do is when we're pouring this footer here, we hand set it. So we get it in 3 dimensions, and we just push it down about 4 inches as they're filling it up. We call it a wet set. So the mud's wet, and we just set that in there to comply with the engineer's specifications. And again, we don't cowboy nothing out here. None of us went to engineering school, and so all we do is take what he wrote down and make sure we go vertical with exactly what he put out for it. Here's another thing. It's just smart construction in general. Re-entrant corners. I'll say it again. Re-entrant. So that's whenever a corner comes inward of the structure. Okay? And that's what that steel is, that the rebar is there for. Re-entrant corners, it really stiffens up those corners, because what the concrete wants to do without them is at every angle it wants to do a big crack coming this way and that way and that way, and using the same number 4 rebar just on that is really beefing it up real well there. Those will be placed on chairs when we pour it. those will not be laying on the Visqueen. And we see the same thing, hard to see on the camera probably, of those recessed showers. Well, all those corners there are re-entrant corners that come into the structure, and so we have that rebar around there where the lanai comes towards the master suite. There are two over there, I can see them, and over there, and then the re-entrant corners over here. And we don't now the garage is not a re-entrant corner, it goes to a corner, but the engineer says the wet set this extra one, so we got 3 runs of number 4 rebar, and that's in every single slab, every single one. So right here, this shepherd's hook we call it, that's also rebar. That is eventually where the bond wire is going to go to ground all the electrical to earth. So if you see that funky looking thing, say, what is that sticking up? That is to ground the electrical system. And see my graffiti in here. Where am I at? 68. Have a plate level in here, checking everything. More marks. Plumb. Doesn't really look like a P, but that's what I was trying to do. Areas around where the plywood, that means a dot means it's good. Let me find where's a bad spot. Didn't find too many. Anyway, I put an X if the gap is not wide enough. We're looking for 1/8 of an inch minimum gap. That way the house doesn't squeak. More pink dots, more, again, full-length studs all the way up. No less than 16 inches. Studs are apart from each other. And we're waiting for some more material to finish. This is the back of this daggone thing here. So I am expecting for 64, 65. Well, today's what, Wednesday? Is it Wednesday? Hell, I don't know. Whatever day it is. We should be getting the wall panels, which are these guys. And but I told them, I says, let's deliver these first here and keep on moving. Now I'm expecting any day. It's already uploaded on the calendar across the street, 85, 86. And we don't even have the prints out of the county yet. And the plumber called me and says, hey, we ready to do the underground plumbing? I said, hell, I ain't even got the rails up yet. So anyway, keep it rolling.